So the war between Russia and Ukraine rages on, and you sometimes wonder if Trump had been president at this moment, what would have happened? And I am of course for President Zelensky and President Biden because law, justice, and freedom, democracy should be protected. So I do agree that Russia shouldn't alter the status quo through force, and that is unnegotiable. Having said that, if this has been the Trump administration, I'm quite sure that Mr. Trump would have tried to strike a deal between Russia and Ukraine. This is a very important observation about the world. Of course, we need to stick to our ideals. We need to, preserve the idea that the state of affairs, especially if when it comes to territorial disputes, should not be, settled by brutal force. It should be dealt with through international democratic and diplomatic negotiations and any other means of trying to resolve the situation. For example, through war and human casualties and brutalities and so on, should not be allowed in the 21st century. So that is unnegotiable. I agree with on that point with President Zelensky and President Biden. Having said that, when you take a more practical approach, I do see that it might be the case that there could be a scope for negotiation between Russia and Ukraine. And President Trump, for all his personality faults and humanizing, misconducts, was a dealer. I mean, he was a business person, and he would have probably struck a business between, Russia and Ukraine. He actually is very well known for striking a business deal with Russia, which allegedly helped him win the presidential election. And so he's a great business person. Here I'm tending slightly towards comedy, but that's part of the package. So what I wanted to say was, probably it'll be better to recover a balance of things, to imagine what President Trump would have done in this situation. He is not the president. He did not win the last presidential election. Well, he might win the next one with a little help from his friends in Russia, but it's always great to see the world through the lenses of many worlds, possible worlds. Is this the best of all possible worlds? Is this the best situation where we are observing a clash of ideologies and clash of oligarchs and uh, really obviously the president on one hand and a champion of democracy have half-sleeved T-shirt, wearing to half-sleeved T-shirt, and you know, um, proclaiming the importance of democracy from Kiev. President Zelensky, on the other hand, and it is the ideal world that we should be living in. I don't think so. While we speak, many people lose their lives and ways of living, and is this worth fighting for? Maybe it is, but at the same time, for the benefit of the robustness of our living, we really need to think of other possible ways of doing things. And Mr. Trump, Mr. Trump would provide a really wonderful counterpoint, so to speak, to the state of affairs at this moment. And, he might actually come back as president in 2 years with the help of his little friends in Russia, if President Putin is still in power.